My wife came home from a trip one day and told me about some chairs that she wanted for the dining room table. The only problem was they didn't fit under the dining room table, so the chair design had to be modified. I made some drawings on Google SketchUp after measuring some chairs around the house, and I was up for the challenge. I built one chair before during COVID. It was successful. My second chair, well, it was a failure. It never made it to the final stages. And this is my third attempt. This video is all about challenging myself, and I succeeded in doing that. There were some really challenging aspects to this project, and bending wood was one of them. I had to make a mold. I had to make a steam box. I actually made a video about that. I cut 64 strips of pieces, even though I only needed 40. And I used all 64. My first 4 attempts in trying to mold wood into this mold that I built, they all failed. I believe that getting outside of my comfort zone really does help me grow as an individual, and that's what I wanted to do in this video. I've always liked challenges. Most of them have been athletic related. Running marathons, hiking the Grand Canyon, cycling Ragbri, which is a bike ride across Iowa. Okay, that was a fun challenge. My daughter challenged me once to do the Manitou Incline in Colorado Springs. It's 2,768 or so steps straight up. You got to check it out. It was fun. I'm glad I did it, but I probably wouldn't do it again. But building this chair challenged me in ways that I never thought I could. There was a lot of firsts in this project, and that made it very exciting. After running the arms through the drum sander, I cut them to length, mortised some holes in the back, and they were ready to go. The only thing I needed to add to that was the wings on the arms, and I used the exact same process with the steam box and the mold and everything to be able to put those on. At this point, I wanted to set the arms aside, and I wanted to focus on another challenging aspect of this chair for me, which was building the legs. Now, I could build any kind of legs, but I wanted tapered dowel legs, and I didn't have a lathe to do that. I used a Woodchuck IRT 33P. I bet you've never heard of that. It's by Phantom Engineering. I think they came out like in the mid-70s. And it uses a router to be able to make that cylindrical piece of wood. And you basically incrementally move the wood while you route it back and forth. I've never used it before for a project. I've just kind of played with it in the past. And I really wanted to incorporate this into my project. And I had an opportunity to make these tapered legs. I was able to make 8 legs. I added the doweling on the top, so I had a method of inserting it into the bent legs. And I was also able to put mortise joints with this tool in the legs to attach to the side and front pieces when I glue this whole thing together. It took me a full day to cut 8 legs, and I made quite a mess because I had no dust collection. But I'll tell you, I really got a lot of satisfaction out of using this tool. I was very happy that I could do it in basically one pass on each of the legs. I had no spares. I had no ones that I messed up. So it was a good overall experience for me, and I'm glad I took the challenge. At this point in the project, I had completed the 2 most difficult pieces, which was the arms and the legs. Now I could work on the backrest, the seat rest, the sides, the front, all straight pieces, not too complicated, just a matter of kind of cranking it out, getting the right dimensions, making sure I could get the mortise holes put in place, building jigs for that, which were not quite as accurate as I wanted, being able to make a mortise hole in a slot that's at an angle and it mates up with a tapered curved leg. That was difficult. And yeah, I think I've got some work to do before I can call myself a good woodworker, let alone a master woodworker. Now, I like watching a lot of guys on YouTube And there's a few people that really stick out for me that do some artistic work that I've enjoyed watching. And I can only hope that someday I could even come close to building something that's in that realm. Frank Howarth is one of them. He's been around for a long time. He's got an unbelievably great shop with just about every tool you can possibly think of. And he does a lot of very interesting stuff. Sawyer Designs does a lot of very unique kind of work, and I really like the creativity he puts into his projects. And Petula Studios is probably one of my favorites. He is a master craftsman like you wouldn't believe. You should check these guys out. They do some great videos, and probably more important, they do some really wonderful artistic work. Now, I am far from ever being in that category, but I believe that if I challenge myself to do some of these projects, I will learn a lot as a woodworker and hopefully someday aspire to do that kind of work. Now, honestly, these are the kind of projects I like. They really challenge me. These are things I've never done before in my life. I want to get better as a woodworker, and I think this is the only way to do it, is to get out there and do stuff, try it, see what works, make adjustments, try other things. There's a number of steps in this process where I had to do things 3, 4, 5 times until I found a method that would work for me. And that's what I enjoy with woodworking, and that's why I hope to continue to challenge myself with new and different projects. At this point in the project, all of the hard work was behind me. All of that wood bending, making those dowels, doing the tapered legs, doing the motors and tendon joints, all of that was done. And all I had to do was assemble this chair. And I probably sat on it for a couple of weeks trying to figure out, well, what's the best way to put this chair together? There's, I don't know, maybe 18 or 20 glue joints, and I certainly couldn't do all of those at the same time. So I was trying to figure out what the best way was to do that, and I decided that I would map out the outline of the chair on my assembly table, and I would glue just the sides, all 4 sides together, and then put the pieces that go in between. And so I did all 4 sides, and that worked out as expected. I was happy with the angles, happy with how it went together. And then I realized that, well, when I put these chairs together, I have to do 14 glue joints at a time. And I was a little bit nervous with that, so I dry fitted everything to make sure it would work. And then I solicited my wife to help me with it. I taped off all the glue joints because I didn't want that glue to spill out onto the fresh wood. And I was ready to start gluing. I used a glue that takes longer time to set, Tidal Bond glue. I think it's Tidal Bond 3 if I'm not mistaken. So that takes a much longer time to set. And then I was off and rocking and rolling. And when I started gluing, I went quick. I knew how to do it because I dry fitted this together 2 or 3 times to make sure I knew which joints I wanted to put together first to do it as quickly as possible. And then the clamping process was pretty easy, actually, because it was all straight joints. It was really kind of from end to end to clamp everything in place. Now, I did a little bit of sanding at the end, but I had sanded just about everything ahead of time, so it was very limited. And I was ready to start finishing this project. And I started with a pre-stain to help bring out the colors of the wood and make sure the stain looks even as it's put on. I used a very simple Danish oil stain to bring out the colors of the wood. And then I put a poly coat over that. And I ended up using a couple of poly coats with sanding in between. Well, this was my biggest challenge yet, and I learned a lot as a woodworker. And I appreciate you sticking with me through the end of this video and getting a chance to see the final chairs with the upholstered cushions. Well, it's actually pretty comfortable to sit in. I think I'll enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would certainly appreciate it. I really am trying to grow my channel. This is Dave with Level Up Woodworking, and I'll see you next time.